Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video and unexpected balance patch. We have nerfs, we have a buff. There's a bunch of changes that will go live next week, early next week. There wasn't like official patch notes. There was just a forum post about this on the Blizzard forums, but yes, it's been confirmed. There'll be 3 nerfs and 1 buff, and well, there's a big deal. There's a 1 nerf that a lot of people have been waiting for. Might not be exactly what people are hoping for, but at least it's a change. And yes, Quest Mage is one of the decks that are getting hit. And well, let's go over what are the nerfs? What can we expect going live? Again, it said in a patch next week, they want to let people know because there is a Masters Tour event taking place next week, November 19th through 21st, like a professional event. They want people to have time to prepare, so they wanted to give more heads up. But yes, these are confirmed on the Blizzard forums. They will be happening. Anyways, let's get into it. No wild nerfs. Cora, even on Twitter, talked about, they discussed it, but they're not ready for anything about wild yet. There's, you know, the Warrior and Hunter questline in particular are pretty out there, but they're probably gonna wait for the next expansion to see what happens. Anyways, the first nerf is to Aggro Druid with Razormane Battle Guard, going from it's a 2-mana 2/3. It's going to a 2-mana 2/2. It'll be more susceptible to removal. It doesn't change anything with the effect on it. Nothing. This is a card I predicted would get nerfed and thought would get nerfed at some point. I just thought that I still think that this doesn't really address the problem that well, in the fact that it still has that infinite type of mana cheat value. As long as it lives on the board and you have a taunt, it'll be a little bit more vulnerable to like certain spells like Runic Orb or something, or a Backstab if you're running Backstab, like 2 damage, right? But it still is protected behind taunts. It still has that snowball effect. We'll see how it goes. I don't love the change to it. I rather it be like a battle cry or like just a one-time effect. I don't know why it needs to have that constant effect going on, but it is more, you know, again, it's more susceptible to removal, making it more fragile, which hurts its ability to continuously steal games in that. I just, again, I don't love the change necessarily. Next is a change I'm very happy to see is to Garrote. Garrote Rogue has been a really problematic deck. It deals just so much damage from in hand. And basically, we have the old Garrote would deal 2 damage to the enemy hero, shuffle 3 bleeds that deal 2 damage more. Now it will shuffle 2 bleeds rather than 3. So the damage output is cut in by a core 25% per Garrote, so it can't deal as OTK as reliably as before. If you're shuffling in at the end of the game, let's say the 2 Garrotes, right? They're 2 damage each, and you have plus spell damage on +2 on both. That would be 4 overall. Times 6 is 24, rather than 4 times 8 is 32. You're looking at less likely chance of an OTK. However, it's just, again, this isn't really the problem card in my opinion. The problem card is Octobot. The problem cards are Field Contact. Yes, the OTK, I guess might not happen as easily, but you still have +2 spell damage. You can still bounce the 1-mana 2/1. I don't know. Again, it feels like it's not addressing the core issue, but it'll be less damage output. Maybe it'll be enough to make Garrote Rogue not as problematic. But again, like, why is Emperor Thaurissan 2 mana? I still like. Octobot just should not be 2. I really feel like that's the problem card that's going to continue to be a problem card going forward. But again, they're gonna hit Garrote. They're gonna do that, and I mean, it's a good change, I guess. I just don't think it's hitting the right spot. I really don't. So it is what it is, and yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Of course, it does weaken the deck for sure. I'm really not a fan of 2-mana Octobot. It creates so many problems in other, like Weapon Rogue and other archetypes. Like, it just, it's a little bit silly to me. Anyways, and the big nerf is to the Mage, Quest Mage, to Arcanist Dawngrasp themselves. Arcanist Dawngrasp will now have spell damage instead of +3 for the rest of the game. We'll have it for +2. +2 for the rest of the game. So your cram session will only draw 3. Your ignite will originally start with 4. It slows things down a good amount. It's one of the changes I'd suggested. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, the deck's already not performing amazingly well, and you take a third of the spell damage off, I think is pretty relevant. Ignite shuffling still goes infinite, but it doesn't scale as quickly. But this doesn't really change the inevitability against every slow deck in the game. It doesn't do any of that. It just makes the deck slower against more aggressive decks, mid-range decks. Maybe Quest Shaman has a bit more time to breathe, style like that. I hate Ignite. I really don't think it's the best design in the world. We've seen infinite damage of infinite value be bad, and I feel like Ignite again is very problematic, and again is something that should be changed. But again, this is a good change. I feel like they're all like good changes, but none of them are like hitting the nail on the head for me. Not like all 3 of these nerfs, they'll effectively, you know, change these decks significantly, but not fundamentally to the point where I feel like it will make them less bad or feel less bad if they're still big meta players. It's still, the text on the card is still a big deal for a lot of stuff. The Quest Mage one, probably the best one of the bunch. But yeah, but nerf wise, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I don't like these little micro or like not hitting the actual offending part of certain cards or decks or whatever. But those are the 3 nerfs, and there is a buff in this one. I mean, I'm glad Priest is getting some love, but yeah, Renew is going back to 1 mana, so you can get it off Wand Maker again. It's 1 mana. Like, my problem with Priest has always been with the Baron's Priest was the infinite created by, and I was like, okay, well, they nerfed Renew, they made the created by a little less bad. But I would have loved to see Apotheosis get buffed back. Like, Apotheosis to me is the card that never should have been nerfed. When they nerfed it, I said, like, Priest should be about healing and doing good stuff. They didn't buff that, but yeah, Renew's back to 1. Is that going to do enough to really put Priest back on the map? Not at all right now. Value doesn't really matter right now. With all the quest lines, with all the OTKs, I know they're being scaled back a little bit, but not enough. And particular Lucia not being there anymore, which I'm fine with Lucia not being there. I'm not calling for that card to get reverted. That card was problematic. It was too good. It had to change. But yeah, Renew going to 1 it's a good change. It's a helpful change, I guess. But like, why not Apotheosis? Like, let Priest heal and do the good stuff that Priest should be able to do. So yeah, those well, that again, I don't think it'll bring Priest back on the map, at least not until the next expansion when maybe they get some more stuff. But yeah, that's the balance balance changes so far. They didn't say exactly when, but they said a patch early next week. That might be when the next expansion is going to be announced. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out this week as well. We don't know. But yeah, surprise nerfs. I wasn't expecting it. I don't think they really nailed the head on a lot of them, but at least they're trying. At least they're addressing the decks that need to be addressed. I just don't know how well it'll actually address them. But yeah, Quest Mage finally nerfed, and some other good changes. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you happy about these? Are you upset about these? I'm not upset, by the way. I just feel like they could have been better. I feel like they could have been better, especially Octobot. Octobot's the one that really kind of gets to me. So there you go. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.